Hey, what's happening? It's us. I'm JT. I got my boy with me. Say something might be.
What it do?
And welcome to another quickie episode. What's going on? What's going on? How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm hopefully I'm doing well.
Can I ask you something real quick, just about that? How you doing?
Mm-hmm.
When people say that to you at work, like, do you think they actually care about how you doing or want to know what you up to?
It's always that one, but usually no. You always catch that one that really wanna. I got one.
You got one that really actually
want to know, and then he tells his experience.
I feel like what he really want to do is tell his experience, but we got to get through your bullshit
to get to his bullshit,
because he really want to.
Yeah, and that's the real bullshit. My bullshit is just really just bullshit. Ain't nothing going on. Just shooting the shit.
Man,
what you got going on? Oh, and then it's on.
Yeah, it's like, oh, now you caught.
Yeah, I'm caught. I made eye contact. It's over. Once you make eye contact.
That's one of my pet peeves. I realized, especially at work, with after the weekend, people are always asking, "How was your weekend?"
How was your weekend?
They don't care. I don't care because it's always the same thing. I wish we could just stop.
Stop.
Yes, I don't have time for it.
Once you do a weekend poll, I mean not poll, toll.
Like they had to pay me to talk.
Yeah. Like ask me about my weekend. You have your cup right there. You don't even gotta say nothing.
You gotta pay.
And once you hear that little clink clink, then you turn around. What's going on, brother? You don't hear nothing.
But my answer gonna be the same. How was your weekend? It was good. It was short. How was yours? And then they say the same. Like I don't like the ritual of it because it's just wasting everybody's time.
Ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Nothing. And that ain't what I want to talk about.
Oh, go ahead.
This weekend, I decided to go to the auto parts store and get me some antifreeze because I got a should I call it a slow leak when I got to check my antifreeze levels every day? I think it's a
you
leak.
got a problem. When you say every day, that ain't a leak. That's a problem.
Anyway, so since I already know it's leaking out and I don't have time to go, take it to the shop, I get the cheapest antifreeze because it's kind of cool right now as far as the weather. If it was warm, it'd be water.
Yeah.
But so I get the cheapest antifreeze I can buy because I already know what's gonna be on the ground in a minute. Anyway, so I go. I'm scooping all the antifreeze out. I find the cheapest one and I take it to the counter. The guy at the register, he looked at me. He looked at the antifreeze and just picked it up, walked back over to the antifreeze, and took it back. And my face was like, "Okay, we finna play this game."
What's that?
He didn't say nothing. He just grabbed the antifreeze, took it back, and grabbed the store brand antifreeze. I'm like, I don't care what he grabbed. I'm going back to get the one that was the cheapest because it's going to end up on the ground.
Well, usually the store brand is the cheap. What, the other one was on sale or something?
Based on the signs, the one I grabbed was the cheapest. So after he came back, he decided to let me know that everybody keeps grabbing that, but that's the wrong kind unless you got like a 50-year-old vehicle. Yeah. I'm like, why y'all selling antifreeze for 50-year-old vehicles?
They trying to get rid of?
And I said I didn't care what he was gonna tell me. I was gonna go back and get it because it was on sale.
But he just trying to tell you, might be.
It didn't matter. It's gonna end up on the ground. So it don't matter. All I need is a little bit of green.
But at least let it be the right type of green. You don't want nothing that at least make it further mess up.
Hey, I didn't care at that point. But then I said, well, that one was cheaper. So that's why I went with that one. And he scanned the one that he had. He said, no, this was actually cheaper. So it was mislabeled as far as the price was concerned. I would have grabbed that.
You would have thought, since he worked there,
he would have seen
it. They would have had that changed already instead of him, every customer. You don't want this.
What he did was, he said, I tried to hide these, but people keep he said people keep finding them. I said, that's because they cheap. And that's what we want. in all his shuffling and hiding, he put it in the wrong section. He put it where the store brand is supposed to be, which was the cheapest. So, and actually, when I got the store brand, my leak slowed down even more. So it may have been that I kept putting that wrong.
Yeah, you kept on. You just throwing shit in there. It's wet.
It looked a little thicker than water. So hey, some type of protection. Hey, hood logic.
Is your like your tube?
I don't know. I don't see it leaking. I just see the after effects when I'm driving away. I see, my car's been leaking, but I never see it in the act.
You got a bad radiator?
You can't keep with the question. I'm still not gonna know, brother. I don't see it in the act.
All right, straight up. You know, I was going to my little mechanic mode. You know, every black folk think they know everything about cars. Start running down parts. Shoot. Is the radiator? Does it start working? Is it starting?
Maybe it should tell light.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Random shit.
Your transmission working okay? Is it switching? Is it going different gears? Okay, that's
just checking off shit.
That's my dad. I mean, he run down there. He try to run down everything. And we're his toolbox. It's like my uncle was like a mechanic. And he said he came over the house like, where your dad's tools? And I brought him old handy, like a person that go to a house or something, an old handyman toolbox. And he like, this is it.
So he got the tools to like change the fuse.
Yeah. A water heater or something.
Something that's out. He ain't got no heavy duty.
Hell nah. They do this laugh, man. Like, hey. And that's the reason why I don't really know about cars. Because my dad, he didn't give it not one goddamn. He just sent it over to my uncle.
You don't want to wear the real tool.
Yeah. And they actually had a mind for that. I'll get tired. You know, I'm ready to do something else. Man, did you hear about? You remember about the story with the Missouri football players and they little strike that they had because of injustices that was going on, for the black community and minorities. Mm-hmm. Well, Missouri legislature, say the word,
legislature,
is trying to come out with a bill to where they can basically shutting them up. Mm-hmm. Like if you do some type of protest or basically if you having some type of freedom of speech. Let me read what they said because it was a lot going on. If I can find it, goddammit. I wanted to be correct.
Well, from what I was, from my understanding, the snapshot of the bill was basically saying if you on a football or athletic scholarship and you decide to not play for whatever the reason, if it's anything with the exception of an illness.
Oh, I got it. Here we go.
Then they'll snatch your scholarship back.
It says the bill Republican. I didn't know there was a bill Republicans or like bill Democrats.
No, it says the bill that that's how they say that.
Oh, okay, that bill. Oh, okay, I was about to say, hold up. Learn me, Mike. Learn me. It says the bill Republican Representative Rick Bratton proposed last week in the Missouri House would strip scholarships from any athlete who calls, incites, supports, or participates in any strike. And it says colleges and universities will be required to find coaching staff who encourage or enable such student protests. And aren't they going on just a little bit too far? I mean, because they don't have. I mean, they have somewhat contracts because they sign for the scholarship, whatnot, but they're not getting paid. I mean, they're getting their scholarship, but how you just gonna back down their freedom of speech? Say, for instance, if it's a regular student or are you gonna do the same? They got a scholarship. What if it's academic scholarship? You gonna do the same thing? But since it's football, it's your money maker.
I'm sure that's the driving force behind it.
Yeah.
I don't think they care about regular students and their protests, but this affects their money.
Yeah.
So, and on one side, I can understand why they would want to propose something like this, because it affects not only their money, but the atmosphere kind of the college. Well, I think they affect. Well, in the Missouri situation, the college was jacked up. Period. But then we saw a chain reaction that stemmed from the Missouri campus to other campuses, and I saw something like this coming.
But is it a bad? I say probably a bad thing for them. I could see them trying to cover their ass.
Yeah,
but it's shitty at the same point, because you're basically dismissing their freedom of speech. It's not like they're being violent or whatnot. It was just protests and
dismissing their freedom of speech if you can still protest and play. So it's like your protest can't be not playing.
But
your protest has to be
protest can have it can be at this height or this height. The protesting and playing ain't really gonna work. That ain't hitting them where it's hard.
I think it depends on the protest, like what you're protesting.
I mean, that depends, also. But I think it was a big deal with what they were doing,
right?
Because they didn't do this until something has to happen. We come to you with this. We come with you with this. We come with you with that. As far as the students coming, to the powers that be, and still nothing is being done. Okay, all right. Since you won't hear us, you will hear us now. If with that money, you take away that money. Okay, I gotta listen in here now.
But in my mind, I'm thinking if it's something that I'm passionate about, that I feel like it's an injustice going on. I don't give a damn about this school. I don't give a damn about that scholarship at the moment. So I'd be willing to forfeit and forego that scholarship. So it wouldn't matter.
And I think that it is rare that you get that many people.
Yeah.
One accord. Okay, damn the scholarship or damn what happened. There's some problems going on right now. And and then they said, they took a little bit further. Not only the students, we're gonna add the coaches into it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
In the Missouri situation, the coaching staff,
they supported
what they were doing.
The school supported it.
Yeah,
it must have been somebody from the school. They're like, hey.
Well, I feel like once the president, it was the president that resigned, right? Of the college. I feel like after he resigned, he made a couple phone calls like, this shit cannot happen again. And here we go.
I wouldn't say it happened again. I don't think he cared about that. It just happened to him. I don't think he cared that much that he don't want it to happen nowhere else.
To somebody else.
Yeah, it just happened to him. Because if it happened to somebody else,
somebody being bitter. I can see.
I mean, that could be bitter, but I'm saying that wouldn't be their reasoning. Maybe. I'm doing it just so nobody else,
I can see it.
I'm the scapegoat, of the whole thing.
I would.
Nah, not when money's involved. Nah. What's next? Oh, I saw on Channel 4 today. They had this man.
The news?
Yeah, the news.
Okay.
Channel 4.
Well, for the people who don't know what Channel 4 is.
I'm just with Channel 4. They no. No extra.
Yeah, helping out.
Yeah, they ain't dumb like me.
Go ahead with your story.
It was two panhandlers, two young men. You hear about this? They had a sign, we'll work for food. And so this guy, I guess been going by this in Iowa, and he going back and forth and seeing them. And so I guess he had some type of heart. And he came to him and said, hey, I'm an owner of a company. Come work for me, essentially. And they turned him down. And then he doubled back. He had his own sign the next day right behind them and said, I offered them a job. They said, no, don't give them no money.
Oh, okay.
And, he's like, hey. And so that made national news, like, this guy's out here actually
trying to give them work.
Old foe panhandler.
Yeah. But why would they say they work for food, but they ain't trying to work?
They ain't trying to.
They just want the money.
They And you never know with panhandlers, man. I guess you got to have that discernment, you know, and know what's going on.
Because especially like they say in New York, it's a lot of people pretending to be homeless or whatever.
Yeah.
And they got nice houses. Nice
Fortune 500 jobs.
Yeah.
And they go back.
Free money.
It's just something to do.
My conscience wouldn't let me get over on people like that. Just taking advantage and lying. Because I'm always the one to believe that you start lying about it, then it's going to actually happen. You're going to be homeless. I guess you'll know how to do it then.
Since you're already a professional.
Yeah.
I'm a professional homeless person.
I couldn't do that. I wouldn't wish that on nobody.
I mean, like, what if you to the point where
maybe it was the job that he offered them.
That's what I was thinking. They never did say what they just say he was a owner of a
But if
job.
you homeless,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what?
If it ain't illegal and it's reputable, then hey,
you ain't on the street asking for money. You make your own money. And that's what I don't get. So it must have been that it's something they didn't want. I'm like,
maybe he wanted to hire them to kill some people.
I'm sorry,
and they didn't want to do that.
Say what?
Maybe he wanted to hire them to kill some people.
How did just go all Jack Bauer all of a sudden?
I'm trying to think of what he could ask them to do, and they turned it down. We'd rather keep begging than actually go out here and work for it.
Yeah, I guess it must have been something like streams. You know, young folk don't know how to like work. You know, physical work.
Yeah, labor.
You know, that's what I told my dad. I said my body ain't made for labor.
So you wanted them young folk?
I was one.
The one you just talked about. You made it seem like they was a different breed.
I understand. I ain't trying to do
right
all
there
this
with
shit. But you know, I had a brain on me, so you know, I found me somewhere I'm chilling and still working.
Right on.
But man, that just seemed ridiculous to me. Moving on. Hey, last weekend I heard about the story about New York Giants lineman. What's his name? DeMontre Moore. I got the name.
Is this the one we talked about on Keep?
Yes.
Okay.
And the story goes, Odell Beckham, the receiver, was passing out, Beats by Dre. Well, he had Beats by Dre headphones for all his teammates. So I don't know how he distributed. It seemed like he didn't distribute it at all. He probably had like a box or something and just had them by the door and say, take that shoe. But it was enough for each person to have one. And so Cullen Jenkins, one of the other defensive linemen, is always the ones that I'm gonna grab 3 or 4, and just be greedy. And so he grabbed it, and my boy DeMontre felt some type of way. He probably been one of the last ones leaving. Hey, I didn't get my free headphone. And whoop de woo, he spoke with old Jenkins, and hey, come up off one of them. And he was like, it really ain't happening, brother. You better skip your way over to and buy you something on Best Buy. And and they got into a scuffle, and dude hit him and everything.
Which I understand.
Yeah, I can understand that. But what happened was the repercussions was, he got released. And so I'm like, how you lose a $600,000 job over some goddamn headphones that were free anyway? I mean, it wasn't like nobody stole.
They had my name on it. I'm saying, it's the principle. Like, why nobody say the things to this guy who took all the... See, that's why I say I would have...
Because it wasn't that big of a deal.
It was a big deal.
You talking to a room full of millionaires, and this
I ain't one of them. I'm only making $600,000.
But you still making more than like 95% of America. Hey, you doing good.
What God has for me.
Don't bring God into this, into your mess, just because you misunderstood. I'm like, okay, I would have been somewhat, I would have felt some type of way. I wouldn't have been pissed, I would have felt something like, well, damn, nigga, it's all of us. Let me get one. But I wouldn't have been to the point where I want to fight the dude over some
which one is
earphones.
Which one is older?
The one that took the earphones, Cullen Jenkins. He been in the league for about 6-7 years.
So he just
and the other dude been in the league for about 2 years.
I don't even know him, but I don't like him.
You got people like that.
Greedy.
But you ain't gonna. Why you gonna
see? That's why I say.
And now the other dude is out of a job.
I would have went to if it didn't go get physical. I would have went to Odell like, hey, you did this shit all wrong. You should have handed them out because I didn't get one. Now you owe me some. I don't give a damn if they were free. Now you owe me some headphones, or it's gonna be some consequences and repercussions.
So you would have been the one without a job.
I know it. They would have let me in. But I'm telling you, it was some ass whooping that needed to happen in that locker room.
So you were the one that felt really some type of way.
Yeah, I feel it. I ain't even involved, and I feel some type of way. It's disrespectful. You taking it.
But you got to look.
See,
you got to look further than
Jenkins is
that.
one of them damn dudes that come to your house, fix 2 plates, take them to the car and hide, and then come in and eat with y'all. And then people coming and ain't got a chance to eat, and you got plates in the car. You need your ass whooped. I don't.
He ain't got no job.
I would have whooped Beckham's ass too.
He ain't got no job. That's you got to pick your fights. That wasn't a fight. Some headphones, brother.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
And he probably had some Beats headphones that he was listening to anyway.
They weren't free.
And that's the problem with black folk. If you're free, you feel some type of way entitled.
Yes. Not entitled. They were mine. He said I could have some. No, I can have one. You took some.
I think that maybe we need to find out.
He needs to learn a lesson. He old. He a fool.
Maybe he grew up in,
I don't give a damn.
Maybe you got to get in where you fit in. And old dude, he was whoop the one. He should have been thinking about it anyway. Hey, let me get mine before it. That's how it work with the pieces.
You think you better get yours. Have to because everybody understand the rules.
Nope, not everybody did about it. See, you old rule guy. You don't freestyle, Mike B.
I freestyle when it's time to fight.
But the one time you freestyle, that's the one that gets you kicked out the team.
It don't even matter. He got his ass whooped. He learned the lesson.
All right,
that's all that matters.
When your girl start coming to you
and saying what?
You ain't got no job.
Oh, that's her time to hold me down. I held her down.
That ain't gonna happen, Mike B.
Hey, it has to happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
What else we gonna do?
Now, what you gonna do?
She gone.
She gone. She with Cullen Jenkins. With the headphones. She got her own. And on Instagram, too, with them on.
So you trying to start another fight?
Hey, that's how it goes. All because you couldn't take not getting some headphones.
Why am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but sometimes you gotta take an L. You gotta see further. Oh man. Plus the thing was he was immature anyway. He had he had a late hit on the quarterback, so that took I think that fine was like $20,000, and then he had another fine for like $5,000 or $10,000, and so I'm like, brother, you only making $600,000 a year. You
calm down.
Yeah, you need to be trying to save all the money you got. I mean, all.
He probably was, and that's why he needed those headphones, my brother. You know how much you can sell Beats headphones for?
But the man is making $600,000. I don't care if he's on
you
the
make it
practice
seem like
squad.
$600,000 is like a lot of money.
You making?
We ain't talking.
You making $100,000.
We ain't talking about me. We
That's
talking
what
about.
I'm saying.
That's not for a football, a professional athlete. That's really not a lot of money.
Then why you tripping over some headphones?
Because they're free. Do we have to go down this rabbit hole again?
Yeah, I don't get it. I can't get it.
Yeah, because
that don't make sense.
You cheat, man.
That ain't cheap, man. You don't want to cheat. You fighting over some free ass headphones. Who's the cheap one? I'm saying fuck the headphones. I'll go and buy me. I don't need your funky headphones. That's what I would have said. I'll buy my own.
But then Jenkins doesn't learn his lesson.
Well, somebody like that, it's gonna be more than me and getting into a scuffle with some headphones to change.
I would have waited. I would have went to his house.
Okay, folks. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Just got
you come with this nonsense.
gotta be real.
And that ain't for what?
Hey, I'm gonna need them off you. I need my headphones.
And I can see that.
You gotta take what you're
knocking on somebody's door. Where my headphones?
Where my headphones?
Like, nigga, you ain't even on my team no more. What?
But I still want my headphones. That's wrong.
I gave him a rock and told him, hey, this starts you off. Go ahead and kick it. God damn it.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. I'm done. Got anything else to say, Mike B? Thanks for watching, folks. Till next time.